Obsession's $300 million box office shock, the horror movie that changed everything. What if I told you that a tiny independent horror movie made for just $750,000 has earned more than $300 million worldwide? Sounds impossible, right? Well, that's exactly what's happening with Obsession, the horror film that has stunned Hollywood, shocked industry insiders, and ignited a heated debate about who really deserves a share of blockbuster success. Today, we're diving into the incredible story behind Obsession, how it became the surprise movie phenomenon of the year, why audiences can't stop talking about it, and why its success is now forcing the entertainment industry to confront uncomfortable questions about profit sharing and fairness. Let's get into it. Every year, Hollywood spends hundreds of millions of dollars producing massive blockbuster films. Studios pour enormous budgets into superhero franchises, sequels, and star-driven projects, hoping to create the next big hit. But every once in a while, a small film comes along and completely disrupts the system. That's exactly what Obsession has done. Produced on an incredibly modest budget of just $750,000, the horror movie was initially viewed as a niche project with limited commercial expectations. Industry analysts predicted a small theatrical run and perhaps a modest profit. Instead, the film exploded. Word of mouth spread rapidly across social media platforms. Moviegoers began posting reactions online. TikTok creators shared emotional responses. Horror fans recommended the film to friends and family. And suddenly, Obsession became something much bigger than anyone anticipated. Week after week, audiences kept showing up. The movie refused to disappear from theaters. Instead of fading after opening weekend, it grew stronger. The result? A staggering global box office haul exceeding $300 million. For perspective, that's more than 400 times its production budget. In Hollywood terms, that's almost unheard of. Many experts are already comparing the phenomenon to legendary independent horror successes like The Blair Witch Project, which famously transformed a tiny budget into a cultural sensation. But some industry observers argue that Obsession may have achieved something even more remarkable. The movie arrived during an era dominated by streaming services, endless entertainment choices, and intense competition for audience attention. Yet somehow, this small horror film broke through the noise. So what made it special? According to many viewers, Obsession succeeds because it focuses on what horror does best. Instead of relying on expensive visual effects, giant action sequences, or celebrity-driven marketing campaigns, the film delivers atmosphere, suspense, and psychological tension. Audiences often describe the experience as deeply unsettling. The story builds anxiety gradually, creating a sense of dread that lingers long after the credits roll. Many fans say they couldn't stop thinking about the movie days after watching it. And that's one of the most powerful forms of marketing in entertainment. When viewers become ambassadors for a film, recommending it to everyone they know, the movie develops momentum that no advertising campaign can buy. In today's digital world, genuine audience enthusiasm can be worth millions. That's exactly what happened here. But while moviegoers celebrate the success of Obsession, a much more complicated conversation is unfolding behind the scenes. The film's massive profits have sparked an industry-wide debate about compensation. Specifically, people are asking, who should benefit when a movie exceeds all expectations? Traditionally, actors, producers, directors, and studio executives may receive bonuses, back-end deals, or profit participation agreements. But what about the crew members? What about the camera operators, editors, sound designers, makeup artists, production assistants, and countless others who help bring a film to life? Many industry voices argue that when a low-budget project becomes a historic financial success, everyone involved should share in the rewards. Supporters of crew profit sharing believe the traditional compensation model is outdated. They point out that independent productions often rely on extraordinary dedication from crew members working long hours for relatively modest pay. Without those contributions, the film simply wouldn't exist. Critics of the current system argue that a movie's success is rarely the result of one person's effort. Instead, they see filmmaking as a collaborative achievement. And if the rewards are extraordinary, they believe the benefits should be distributed more broadly. However, not everyone agrees. Some producers and financiers argue that investment risk must also be recognized. After all, many independent films fail to generate significant profits. Investors frequently lose money on projects that never find an audience. From this perspective, the possibility of extraordinary returns is what motivates people to take those risks in the first place. If profits are divided too widely, some argue, future investment in independent filmmaking could decline. This debate isn't entirely new. Hollywood has wrestled with similar questions for decades. But obsession's unprecedented financial success has brought the issue back into the spotlight in a dramatic way. The numbers are simply too large to ignore.